Hi, this is Zero, and this is What If Deku Was Iron Man, Part 4. We left off while Aizawa told the entire class that they will be going for rescue training. And so let's start off. Everyone goes outside the class. Ida tells Izuku that he should put everyone into the line. Izuku says, "Nah, that's just pointless." Then Izuku will just go and sit at the last. Momo and uh, what? Shota Todoroki, she will sit with then Momo, then Izuku. Then on his right side, Katsuki and Kurashima. All five of them are at the last bench. And after that, uh, on his left side of his seat, there is a frog girl. Her name was, what was her name again? Crap, I completely forgot. Yeah, Asui, and with her is uh, I completely forgot. Yeah, Mina, the one acid girl. After on the right side is Denki and Minata, and everyone else is sitting there as well. And so, uh, Asui asks Izuku about his quirk. Izuku tells them that he has about three quirks. One is called creation, allows him to create things. Other is the what you call uh the what was it called again? Damn it, I completely forgot it. Shit. Extremus, and the third one is called inhuman. Uh, I, she would ask what does the third one does. Izuku simply says that it basically extends my lifespan. I can live a little bit longer than normal people. Basically, it does that and increases my physical strength even further. Without using extremis, my strength is naturally much more higher than a normal person should be. But while using extremis, I can increase the amount of strength that I gain from my inhumane part. She will just nod because that's what Izuku calls his, the Captain America super soldier. Serum, he calls it inhuman. And so Izuku will simply talk throughout the ride, them asking Izuku question, Izuku asking them about question. Then Momo kind of, taps him on the shoulder to talk with him. She asks, "So, what kind of training are you going to give us?" Izuku says, "Is that about the Avenger Initiative?" Both of them are talking this in very low voice so no one else can hear it. Asui, the frog girl, wants to know what they're talking about, but she doesn't want to bother them too much. But Mina, the one acid girl, just says them, just like how she is. "You, what are both of you talking about?" Izuku simply looks at her. I'm just telling her a few secret things about creation quirk. Because she and I have similar quirk, I'm telling her if you want to make thing to, help out while fighting. All of them would nod because he also has a creation quirk. And so Izuku will tell them, after today, I'll take you to my home, both of you. Uh, Todoroki would be also listening because she was also with Momo. Both of them are best friends in this one. That I will take both of you to my home and I will train you there. Both of them would nod. Both of them would kind of have a thought in their head that they finally get to see Izuku's home, because no one actually sees Izuku's home. No one knows where he lives because his information, he prefer to keep things a secret or private information a lot. Very few people in the class has his phone number, so you can say how private Izuku is. And so then Aizawa says, we are there. Everyone gets off the bus. They goes inside. Uh, then after they go inside, Izuku can see that Jarvis can sense that there is a blocker, jammer on it. It's jamming the signal. So Izuku just puts his guard up because Izuku was not wearing his hero costume. He just took the black and gold bag, as I said, with him. It's Mark II, but this time it's not Mark 1, it's Mark II. I'll tell you while the attack happens. Then Izuku sees something. Well, the 13 is talking that 13 is talking about that quirks are dangerous, and so uh, Orochaka is kind of fangirling over her because that's her favorite hero, apparently. Izuku spots something in the corner of his eye. He just looks, completely goes almost, looks downstairs. He was looking towards 13. He looks down and starts to walk towards it, and then a portal opens. As soon as portal opens and few people comes out, Izuku grabs the stripes and pulls them, and his armor comes on. Armor was coming on, and 13 was shocked, like, because she didn't see anything like this ever. That kind of hero costume. A few kids ask, is that a cool, what was his name? Kuroshima asked, whoa, cool, they're also fake villains as well. Aizawa tells them that that's not fake villains. As soon as Aizawa says that, Izuku's suit is completely on. Then Izuku puts his hand forward and you know how in the second movie Iron Man destroyed a tank by using his tank destroyer missile? He has that as well, but his one is more bigger and powerful. Izuku just opens it, a missile comes, all of them are looking at Izuku, what is he doing? Then he fires it. All the villains just entered. Before they can look up and say anything, a missile comes and struck in the middle of their group, and an explosion happens. Boom. Few of the villains died, actually. Several of them were highly damaged. Then few things from his shoulder would come up and fire more missiles towards them. Several of them, actually. I would say 6 of them that will hit around the group that fell after the explosion. Izuku calculated the where the missile should hit and explode to do the maximum damage. When all the 6 missile hits the group, because middle of the people were, few of them were dead and few of them were heavily injured, very heavily serious type of injury. When all the 6 small missile hits on the calculated spots, almost 70% of the people that were left are gone. They're not dead. Several of them are seriously injured. Few of them are dead. And now only 20% of them are red. And everyone is shocked, like the straight up brutality that Izuku is showing. He didn't even hold back of killing people at all. Then Izuku flies towards them at pretty high speeds. One of them stood up. Izuku punches him and he flew back. In a single punch he got unconscious, his rib broke, and the person flew back. The person Izuku hit had a strength quirk. Too bad. He got flown back. Then Izuku puts his palm forward and shoots repulsor beams at the people who were there. Then suddenly villain starts to say, we give up, we give up, we give up. Several of the villains gives up. Then Shigaraki sees it and he's angry. Shigaraki survived because Nomu was in front of him. Shigaraki is angry, says, damn you, damn you, damn you. Shigaraki says, go kill the Nomu. Nomu runs towards Izuku. Izuku dodges it. Because Izuku also has something that is permanently on. You know, when Iron Man was fighting Iron Man and Winter Soldier in the Civil War. While Iron Man getting his ass beat, he told Jarvis to do something, and it kind of made him give him the capability of predicting one's movement. So he constantly uses that all the time. He could easily see the punch, dodges it, and fires a repulsor beam at the Nomu's chest, damaging him quite a bit because repulsing beams are not punches. Then Izuku uses Extremus and his suit's strength. He's not using one for all yet, and punches the Nomu. It sends a shockwave, but Nomu doesn't move. Jarvis instantly conclude that there is shock absorption. Izuku goes 50% one for all. Added that with his Extremis and suit's power and starts punching the Nomu very, very hard. Well, that kind of does quite a lot of damage to the Nomu, and Izuku is getting angry that he's not, being ended. Aizawa and all the and 13 are shocked that Izuku took care of so many villains in an instant, probably killed some. And all the class are shocked, like, whoa, he's different. They're kind of afraid of Izuku because he didn't hesitate to, kill. And Izuku is fighting the Nomu. Shigaraki comes behind him, thinks that Izuku didn't notice. Aizawa says, Izuku behind you, but before Aizawa can finish the sentence, something would open in the suit behind Izuku. It will kind of like a repulsor cannon, but a small one, a very small one, in a diamond shape. It will fire it. The repulsor beam will go straight through Shigaraki's hand because he was about to touch and disintegrate Izuku's suit so he can get to Izuku, but the repulsor beam went straight through his hand and it scratches his cheeks and kind of made a hole in his ear. Then the repulsor beam stopped. Shigaraki was screaming in pain and agony. Then his name, what was his name? Kuragiri realized that one over there is not something you want to mess with. He will not hesitate to end you. Shigaraki just teleports them out of there. Izuku is still fighting the Nomu. He gets, nowhere. Izuku fires the chest repulsor beam, making a complete hole into the Nomu, and it heals. Then Izuku does that again, but this time before the wound can heal, Izuku fires another huge missile that he used on the villains, the tank buster, in the hole while it's healing. The missile hits the hole but does not explode yet because he made it to delay about 5 seconds. When the regeneration is complete, boom, Nomu gets blown apart into pieces. Then Izuku looks back to the some villains that stood up, and all of them just put their hands up and stayed down, as showing that we are surrendering. Then Izuku comes down, flies towards the teachers, and does his superhero landing, stands up, and his suit's head went back. He didn't completely put his suit back because he didn't knew that if there were someone else as well. He will say to Aizawa that I've already sent a message to the school. They should be arriving there soon. Aizawa would just nod. Then Aizawa would ask, so you did not, are you okay? Because you just... Izuku would cut Aizawa off and say that I just killed people. Aizawa would nod. Izuku would say simply, look Aizawa, look Teach, I have no problem killing at all. I do not see a point or a reason putting these villains into a jail. because they were not here to just to do drugs or sell drugs or steal something. They were here at the intent of kill. So I did the same. Then All Might would come. All Might would see the destruction and the devastation and the few about 30 or 10 bodies are there. I would say that only 10 people died. Others were very severely injured. I mean, their limbs has to be cut off to save their lives. That kind of injury. All Might would just sigh and goes toward Izuku and say, "Really, you didn't have to go that hard on them." Izuku would simply state, "You should know better than anyone. I kind of don't have problem with him, KIA." All Might would nod, and then Izuku would go toward his class, and now his armor is completely back into a bag. All Might, Aiza would ask All Might, "Are you okay with him doing this?" All Might would like, "I understand that it doesn't look good, but I can't just change someone. He is someone who doesn't care about killing people, because if his personality is simple, Aizawa. If they can come towards kill, so can we." Aizawa would say, "Yeah, but heroes doesn't." All Might just says, "That's the point. He doesn't want to be a hero or the number one. He doesn't care if he becomes the number one or so. But he will be the only one that can do things that has to be done." Aizawa would understand it, what All Might is trying to say, then he will just nod. The UA incident, no one will talk about that there were bodies, actually people died. They will say several the villain attacked, the teachers handled it, and villains were heavily damaged. And Korogiri kind of has a fear for Izuku. Korogiri fears Izuku because Izuku did not hesitate to attack with full power. He did not care if people die. When they go back, Korogiri leaves Shigaraki to where they heal people, the hospital kind of thing. But he goes directly to All for One. He tells all for One that there is someone in the UA that is dangerous. All for One, like, what do you mean? Does he has he has created a successor or something that's strong? Korgi would say, "I don't think so, but there is someone, a hero, someone who's in a path of becoming a hero, who does not hesitate to kill." Now this shocks All for One, because to his knowledge, there is no hero that actually decides to, kill. There is no hero at all. They all try to capture villains alive so they can just break them out. But if there is someone who's willing to end them completely, this is bad. Because if villains are stronger than heroes because they fight to kill, but heroes don't fight to kill, they fight to capture them alive. But if heroes have someone who does not care about killing, then villains who are weak, the foot soldiers, don't want to join them because they know they will die. He will not hesitate to kill them, because several of the villains who were small villains kept on doing it because they know no matter what they will be just captured and put into the jail. When they get out, they can do it again, or they can be broken out. But if someone actually ends them, that changes things. And so class 1A still will get 2 weeks off. In 2 weeks, Izuku will take Momo and Todoroki to his home. Well, after that attack, his class kind of gives him a look that what the look. Izuku will simply state, "Look, I have no problem killing at all. If you don't want to do it, I understand. I'm not forcing anyone to. It's up to you. You need to decide what kind of hero you want to be, because this kind of thing is regular. If you are a hero, all of them would nod, and the entire class would nod. But then uh, Ida would say, "Is it? But you just killed them." Izuku would say, "Yeah, if I didn't, they would have killed us. If I did not go all out from the start, some of them could have a quirk that could shut down my suit or kill someone instantaneously. We don't know that. It's better to take precaution." Ida would nod. Ida understood what he meant, that if you don't have enough information on someone, bad things can happen. And so, after the school is over, Izuku goes towards Momo and Todoroki. Both of them would nod at Izuku and they would start to go with Izuku, follow Izuku. Then they will come to the parking lot. Momo would like, "Why are we here?" "So we can go." Then Izuku would press a button and his car would be turned on. And he will open the door and say, "Come on, sit." Momo and Todoroki are shocked because that car looks awesome, and two, there is no such thing as this car. Uh, I mean, they never saw something like it. They didn't saw a car like this or the company. Both of them would say it. Mom would ask, "So, what kind of car is this?" Izuku will say, "Oh, it's simple, really. I created it myself. I bought a company called OG, so this is my first creation." More like, "Wow, this is awesome. If you made an actual company out of it, these things are gonna sell like crazy." Izuku like, "Yeah, I know." And so while they're going towards Izuku's home, they both of them can see they're going further away from the city. Mama would say, "Where are you taking us?" Izuku would say, "To my home." Mom would say, "You don't live in the city?" Izuku would say, "I did live in the city while ago, but I moved further away. Let's just say I found a better place." Both of them would nod. And so Izuku will speed up the car. They're going about almost 300 uh, at the speed of 300. And Mama is shocked, like, this car can go so fast. And you don't even feel any bumps and so. And so then Mom would ask more about the car. Izuku would simply say that this car is completely bulletproof. I created a metal I call vibranium that the car is made up of. It's much more lighter than steel, and it also has the capability to absorb kinetic energy. In short form, it's completely bulletproof. Bullets cannot penetrate this car. Mama would be shocked, like, really, something like that actually exists? Is a good nod. Then Momo and Shoto's eyes would widen. I mean, wide, because they see huge walls all around the place. And this place goes wide, and there is a huge door. As soon as Izuku gets a little bit closer, the door opens, and it opens fast. Then Izuku just drives in, and the door closes. Momo and Shoro looks at Izuku. "What the hell?" Izuku would say, "Welcome to my home." The wall is made up of a special kind of concrete that's much more harder than anything you have ever, harder than normal concrete. And the doors are made up of adamantium, the strongest metal on earth, I would say. And the walls are also coated with a layer of vibranium as well, making them almost impenetrable. Momo is shocked. I mean, wow. She thought she had a huge home. Izuku's driveway itself is long. And technically, Izuku kind of bought an entire mountain. Or two, perhaps. Yeah, entire mountain, let's just say. A huge one at that. And then they'll go up, and then Izuku will stop the car. They'll say, "We are here." Both of them will look forward because they were looking at Izuku and each other to comprehend what they just saw and hear. They look out and their jaws will be on the floor because the house was damn beautiful. Both of them will go out, go inside. Momo looks at her left, and there is a huge pure glass window, and outside there is a view of the sea itself. Momo would run towards the sea and say, "Wow, this is beautiful." Izuku would ask, "Yes, it is." Shoto is kind of also shocked, like, "Wow, this place is huge and beautiful." So both of them would start to talk. Izuku would then a robot would come. Momo and Shoto are confused, like, Izuku, that, oh yeah, it's a cooking robot. Let's just say he will put the place down. So let's eat. They will eat, just snacks type of stuff. And then Izuku would say, "Let's start your training. Let's go." Izuku will take them to his bedroom. They will kind of say, "Okay." Then Izuku will go completely past his bed. They will say, "Okay." So what he's doing, then he will touch a book, and a glass panel would appear. He will touch it, and it will open a hidden door, and there's an elevator on it. He's going to say, "Come on." Both of them would nod and go stands behind Izuku in the elevator. Then elevator will start to go down. It'll go down what, 3 seconds or so. Then it will stop. Then the door would open. And what they saw shocked both of them, because there was a huge room that glowed like white itself. The walls were purely white. Izuku would say, "These walls are designed to stop my punches at my maximum power. I mean, ton shit of power. And this place is designed to practice any kind of element, even if it's fire, water, earth, or anything." All of them would be shocked, like, "Wow." Then Izuku will there will be 3 chairs there. Izuku says, "Come on, sit down." Izuku will tell them the story about that he can grant them a superhuman strength, speed, and regeneration. It's basically is a super soldier serum that will increase your strength, speed, and capabilities. Not as much as I, because I have my own powers, but yeah. Then both of them like, "You don't have a strength quirk or something?" Izuku would say, "I do have it, but the thing I call inhuman is a super soldier serum that I created." Both of them would nod, and then Mo would ask, "So what does the super soldier serum does?" Izuku will say, "It will make you stronger. It will grant you 10 times more faster natural healing capability than you originally had. And it can grant you superhuman strength, speed, and reflexes. In short form, you will be at the peak of human capability. It can also help you with your quirk as well, especially if your quirk works on your stamina or something, because with this you can go all day. I mean, all day. You won't get tired that easily. Even if you do get tired at some point, you can just wait a few seconds and you won't be tired anymore." Both of them would be kind of shocked, like, "Whoa." Then Izuku would ask them again, "Are you sure you want to join the Avenger Initiative? If you do, you will not be able to join any other hero association." Both of them would look at each other. Momo and Shoto would look at each other. Both of them would nod and say yes. Then Izuku would nod and say, "Come on. First, let's give you the serum." Both of them would nod and go. Izuku will take them back to the elevator, and a little 3 floors lower to the almost not the lowest floor, the second lowest floor. It will be a huge laboratory. I mean, huge laboratory. They will go in. Izuku will tell both of them to wear these clothes. They basically will be like sports bra and what is this called, leggings. Yeah, leggings. Both of them would wear it. After the changing room, they come out. Izuku would look at them. Nice. Both of them would blush. Then it would say, "Go in there." Both of them would not go in. It will be kind of like a same capsule that Captain America has. Izuku has managed to create it perfectly. Then Izuku will go to a safe that he has, very deep safe is made up of adamantium and vibranium and several other security things. He will open it, and there it was. He will take out two uh, tubes. Those tubes are huge, like the tubes that have vibranium in the Black Panther movie. That kind of tubes, in which there was a red liquid. Izuku will grab two of them. He will inject one to one tube. Then he will inject one to the other tube, and then he will turn on the process. About few minutes, let's just say 20. Yeah. So scratch that. In 5 minutes, the doors opened and both of them are out. Both of them look at uh, Izuku. Izuku is smirking at them. They'll both look at each other, and they are shocked. Like, then they look at themselves. They're little bit more muscular than what they were, and they can just feel stronger. And then Izuku would say, "Come on." Both of them would nod. They will walk towards Izuku, and they can see that they're light and they are moving faster. Izuku will take them back to the white room where there were 3 chairs, but this time there are no chairs. Momo would like, where did the chairs go? Izuku said, I told Friday to get rid of them. Both of them were like, what's Friday? Izuku would like, it's an artificial intelligence. Say, hi Friday. Friday would say, good morning, sir. Both of them are like, wow, that's cool. And then Izuku would say, let's fight. No using quirk, only your physical capabilities. Both of them would not and run towards Izuku to punch him. When they tried, they are so fast they can't even believe themselves. Izuku will easily grab their punches like they are nothing to him. Izuku would say, impressive. And then Izuku will say, Friday, turn on Jarvis. No, scratch that. He will say, Jarvis. Jarvis will say, yes sir, bring those 2 out. Jarvis would nod, and Jarvis would come, and Jarvis would be piloting 2 robots, the robots that are not designed to get inside of, not a suit but a complete robot that has a layer of vibranium on top of it, very thin layer of it. They're mainly made up of adamantium, then vibranium. Then on top of that there is leather. Izuku would say, both of you will be fighting him. He will teach you. Both of you have one robot at your side. They will teach you how to fight properly, how to do martial arts, how to use different weapons. When Izuku says weapons, a white door would go up because the white room has huge blocks of white squares around it. One of the squares would go up and a tray would come out in which there are swords, small knives, dual swords, and batons, and what is called the large stick that people uses, the Monkey King. If you ever watched Monkey King, it's just huge baton, a simple long stick. Yeah, that one as well. Both of them would nod, and then they will start to fight the robot. Izuku will go upstairs to do his own, go to the lab to try something new that he wants to create. Try to learn more about the dark science, or learn more about the vibranium, because he can only create few things with vibranium, like coating things with vibranium. That's anyone can do that, but he wants to learn about what vibranium can actually do, just like the Wakandas used it to create levitating cars, spaceships, and everything else. He wants to improve that even further, and so Izuku is working on that while Momo and Shoto are fighting robots, learning about martial arts. Jarvis is teaching them how to fight, and so Izuku, after creating Jarvis, when he created the new home, he created Friday, and he added Friday to the mainframe of the home, while Jarvis is an extra set of mind that if he told Friday to do something, and again told Jarvis to do the other thing. Jarvis basically uh, now Jarvis has taken care of the construction stuff. You know how because the because Izuku's home still is not complete yet. It's still going underground, making things better than what they were, making new kind of weapons, learning new things. Because right now Izuku is working on making a gate that goes very deep into the sea, basically a submarine type of stuff. Izuku is working on that. Few of his robots are working on a airplane, a blackbird similar to what the X-Men had, but much more better version of it. Basically more luxurious version of it because it's Tony Stark. He prefers everything to be luxury. And so Momo would train with them, then dinner would come. Both of them come upstairs because Jarvis kind of told them to, go upstairs dinner time. Both of them would nod. They before coming up they took a shower, both of them. Then both of them would go upstairs. They're eating dinner. Izuku's there as well. Then both of Shoto and Momo's phone rings. They picked up. It's their parents asking them where are they, because Momo and Shoto did message them we'll be at the friend's home. Then Izuku would then after before they can pick up they will look at Izuku. Izuku will tell them, just tell them you will be staying here for a week for training. Both of them would nod and tell them their parents. Momo's parents won't mind too much because she's with Shoto. They know about Shoto. And Endeavor, on the other hand, is angry that because Endeavor says, I can train you better. Momo says, no, Dad, I'm training it on my own. Then, no, scratch that. Shoto says, I'm training it on my own. And so Endeavor just gets angry and turns off the phone. No, Shoto turns off the phone. Endeavor is just angry. And then this goes for 2 days. Momo and Shoto have their own rooms. Sometimes they sleep with each other while they're tired. And so that happened. Now both of them are making more strong feelings towards Izuku because he trains them. Sometimes he comes to personally train them while they're done learning a simple way of fighting. Now both of them knows pretty high tech military shield type of training. Both of them, both Shoto and Momo have shield type of training. And Izuku was teaching Momo how to use her creation quirk to create different kind of weapons. He has given her the recipe of the adamantium, how to make adamantium. But he also tells Momo to never to give it to anyone because if this thing goes into the wrong hands, bad things can happen. Momo would know. Then Momo would ask how to create vibranium. Can you tell me? Izuku would say no. Vibranium is too dangerous. It's unstable. I can only create vibranium in a special room that's completely surrounded by magnetic fields to help stabilize vibranium because it's kind of an unstable mineral. She will not understand that it's an unstable mineral, and if she is making something out of it somewhere else, the bad things can happen. Because Izuku cannot just make something out of vibranium by using his creation. He can make vibranium different way, normal way of using making vibranium in raw form. Then he has to make it into an actual thing. Izuku has learned quite a lot about the dark physics. That's what I'm gonna call it. The study of the vibranium. And so after the third day, while they are eating dinner, Momo and Shoto just ask Izuku says question, do you like us? Izuku would say, of course I like you. Both of them just blush and they will talk about this. Then Izuku will just stand up go over to Momo, kiss her. Then we'll go over to Shoto and kiss her. That happened. Then both of them are shocked. Uh, that happens. Then Izuku will go to his room to sleep. To his surprise, Momo and Shoto came there, and they trained that night. And the next day, Izuku is already out of the bed, and he's working on learning about more about the vibranium. And then Momo wakes up. She looks at her right side. That's Momo. Oh no, Momo wakes up and she looks at her right side. That's Shoto. She said, "Hey, wake up." Shoto said, "Oh, Momo, not now. I'm tired." She said, "We have to train." She would say, "Yeah." She'll wake up. The dinner was already ready for them. Izuku would say, "At one?" Both of them would blush like hell. Say, we have to go and train." Both of them would just leave, go downstairs to train. Now, they have already mastered the physical capabilities of their, physical new capabilities. They have learned how to fight properly. They know martial arts, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, Muay Thai, and the same thing that Black Widow knows. Basically, they're like Black Widows. They're trained like Black Widows, even harder, I would say, because they have super soldier serum. They can heal faster, and they are a lot more muscular. But they were when they were injected with super soldier serum, because Izuku also has a gym with much heavier plates than normal gym, so they can train there as well. And so a week would pass like this. Now Izuku, Momo, and Shoto all three of them are dating now. Shoto and Momo are okay with this, because why won't you be okay with this? I mean, it's Izuku. He's over 6 feet. He's muscular, smart, strong, and he's helping you train. I mean, I would be fine with it. And both of them are best friends on top of that, so there is that. After a week, Izuku says Friday. Friday would say, "Yes, sir." Izuku would say, "How much does the..." Then Momo and Shoto would come out. Izuku was about to ask how are both of their training going. Izuku would say, nothing, Friday." Friday would say, "Yes, sir." Then Izuku will go to both of them and say, "How is your training going?" Both of them would say, "Pretty well. You've got a lot more muscular." He will look at them up and down. Well, and say, "Of course we have." "And so have you," both of them would say, looking at him. He would say, "Of course I have." All three of them would just smile at each other. And so then a bell could be heard, and it's All Might and with Endeavor. Yes. And so I will be leaving the video here. Like and subscribe.